Well guys, April is over, and you know what that means. It's time to show you what the builder's been doing over the last 4 weeks. So, shall we get stuck in and see what they've been doing? Well guys, we start off this month's tour heading around the Swedish-inspired town of Pelham. Now Hotkey, who is the builder of this place, has informed me there is a lot to see, so we're going to carry on our idea of doing these as sort of walking tours and heading around this place and seeing what he's built. That's me failing at jumping up things. I haven't played Minecraft now for over a month, so I've already forgotten how to jump up blocks. So let's have a little wander through here. And first of all, I'm seeing what looks like the outside of the old city walls. So this is cool. Almost like a big old Roman wall heading around this side of the city. So you can see there's a nice gate on it there. Let's change the sun round so we can get a good look at that. Well, I say change the sun round. I think this building is actually blocking it, so we're not going to see that in pure shader glory. But this does add to the city completely, Hotkey. I remember before this was just the centre of an avenue, but now you've got this cool little structure around it. You've got these towers along here as well, which I imagine would hold troops and that. This is cool. I like this. This is a nice little touch. Adds a lot of character to a city. So I did actually notice something over this way. So if we go on back through this arch and head on down this side street over here, I think there's what I think is an arms depot or a garage of some description. So if we turn down this street here and carry on through these little winding avenues. Oh, we've got another gate there as well. That one's got a bit of a face on it. That's pretty cool. Aha, right, we're at the place I wanted to see. So this is a very large gate, almost built in the Baroque style. And behind this gate, I think is, well, I've seen from the air flying around, is a courtyard full of weapons and also planes. Now, I think this is an armoured tram. Yeah, I've never seen an armoured tram before in my life either. But yeah, so this is a tram that has two guns, two cannons either side of it, and we'll be going around on the tramways, making sure it can take out people. I don't know, I think a tram is like a sitting duck when it comes to warfare, but we'll see if that ever gets used. Interesting design there. So over here we have big boxes of what I imagine is ammunition. I think that's what all of this is over here as well. Over in this direction we've got a plane, but here we have some cars just sitting around, some lorries, some trucks. These are cool. I like these designs. Always look good. And what looks to be an entire array of bicycles and motorbikes as well. I wonder if, Hotkey, did you build these? Let me know in the comments below. And behind me here we have some cannons which will be taken up and put around the city in order to defend it from, well, I guess the Ganzerreich, but that may or may not exist anymore. While I'm up here, I know we don't normally fly around anymore, but that's a nice little pattern on the floor there. Hotkey's used some dripstone mixed in with basalt and also some polished grimstone. It's not called grimstone anymore. It was never called Grimstone, as in a deep slate over there. Right, let's have a little wander back out onto that street over there. Right, so coming around this corner, we are now greeted with some very nice, large 19th century, early 20th century buildings, built in a sort of a neo-Baroque style. I think I've shown off a few of these before, but they just look gorgeous, don't they? This one is beautiful, lots of details on there, all the way up there to the black stone roof. This one spawns across the front of the harbour, which is out over here. This is all coming together nicely, Hotkey. I do like this very large harbour area with the big walls down it. So if you guys are looking for inspiration on how to do sort of harbour walls, because that's definitely something I'm looking at lately as well. You can see here Hotkey has used some dead coral mixed in there with lots of different types of stone bricks and also some mossy cobblestone with a bit of stone as well. That is a good little texture on it. Buildings, gorgeous. That one I do like. That big corner one there with the mansard roof at the top there. Lots of little details again. Take note, guys. Lots of details going around here. Now, I'm not sure what this building is, but it's nice. And it's built on a diagonal as well. You can see here it steps itself back across the front there, adding to the idea that this road is not straight. Very nice stuff. I would say probably either early 20th century Beaux Arts, or possibly it could be a early 19th century sort of Grecian revival. But we've been up over there before. We've had a look at the palace in several episodes before. So I think it's kind of just, I don't even know where to go in here. It's just so much to see. So I'm going to pop back over there and see if there's anything else of interest. While flying quickly over in this direction, I noticed the other thing that Hotkey put on my list for me to show you guys. And that is the Royal Opera House. So let's take a little wander up around the front of that and let's have a look inside. So here we go. Now this is a beautiful Beaux-Arts styled opera house, built mainly out of sandstone. You can see there mixed in with all sorts of different bits of wood to add some extra details and colours to it. Oh, it's gorgeous. Then you've got the nice heavy roof there with the copper accents and also the warped woods in it. Now let's have a look around the front of this place. Oh, that's nice. Lots of detail in there. I like these obelisks at the front as well, with lights on it as well. So, as I always say, this detail is brought in using the light block. You can find a tutorial online on how to produce the light blocks in creative mode. They really do help add to your builds because you don't have to have any sort of large lighting blocks around anymore. You can just place down these and they are hidden from view. That's my monthly plug for getting these light blocks in. Right, let's have a look around to the sides. We've got a beautiful bit of river, a canal along here. Hockey is certainly building up more and more. And actually, over here, we will be going to in a second for me to show you the next build. But let's have a little look around this one first before we fly off in that direction. Oh, I like this. Lots of detail. I like the way you've done this flat roof around the back here. A very shallow pitch on it, but it's not completely flat. Nice little courtyard down there, sun trap almost. Is there anything inside? There is not anything inside. Let's have a look around this other side as well. I can see there's a church on the way up there as well, which will be an interesting one to have a look at next month. I like the way you've done this base. You've got a sort of stripy brick pattern going through there, but instead of using brick, you've gone for a jungle wood mix up there. That adds a nice texture and a nice detail and a bit of colour to this build. Otherwise, it could be a bit overwhelming with just all the yellowy sandstone colours. Well guys, that has been Pelham, a little whistle-stop tour around what Hotkey has been doing over the last month. As I said, there is something over there in the background that we need to go see next, so join me over there. So I'd like to introduce you to Skoloster Slot. Now that was not easy for me to say at all. And this place has been built by our newest builder. This was built by Onefo, who joined us in April this year. Now this is based off of a Swedish Baroque castle, I should say, that was built in the 17th century. Now the most of the grounds and the rest of the palace is still in work in progress, but he wanted me to show you guys off what he has built so far. And I've got to say, I love it. There's a lot of detail going on here. I like the 4 turrets it has on it, but also not just that, we've got all of this detail inside as well. So I think I've shown you several times before how these walls are made, and that is using the debug stick. But today we'll go back up and have another look at it. I don't want to touch it, to be honest, but I will probably grab that there. Right, so let me quickly show you how this is made, because everyone seems to be doing this these days. But I'm going to build a quick little diagram here using 4 walls along the bottom and 4 along the top. And we'll be turning these middle ones here into looking like those slabs there. So what we want to do is go through and make sure these walls are set to low. So this one in the middle here is already set at low. You can see that west to tool makes that middle bit stuff up, and then west to none disappears it. So that needs to stay like it is there. This needs to come down, so we need to get rid of the up, which is what this wall looks like there. So you get a little corner like that. And then you want to go through as well, and where it says east none, you want to say yes, and now you end up with a bit of a slab. You can see on the corners there, they aren't using little slabs. This is meant to look better using Krista's Better Walls pack, which I don't use, mainly just because I think it's a little bit it's a bit far, but a lot of you guys do use it anyway, as we well know. So this is now west to none. So along the bottom here, to get this line in, you need to set all of these to low. So instead of disappearing them, you go through and put west to low, and then you go back through and put east to low as well. And it's as simple as that, and that's how you get the little line in and make these vertical slabs almost. Issue is, if you place a block anywhere near them, they all change back again, and it can be quite annoying. And if you sneeze and suddenly the whole building goes, then it's a nightmare. But never mind that, it does give such a beautiful view and a lovely detail to the entirety of the building. So Onefo, this is great. Let's have a look around the rest of these sides as well. I love the trees and just the uniformity of this place. We've got a nice bit of sun coming on from this side over here, so it helps add in a bit of magic to the area. Let's just go stand in this. Oh yes, look at that. You get some real nice bits of sun coming off there as you're walking through the garden. As I said over there, actually, that's where we were with Hotkey's stuff only moments earlier. This is beautiful. I can't wait to see the rest of this place when it's finished. We'll have to come back here next month. Oh, look at that view. Well guys, I hope that you find that a little bit inspiring and it gets you going with some 17th century Swedish Baroque. Well anyway, it's time for us to move on to something else. Right then guys, we are back in San Alexandro, Bergey's town, based on that of Californian cities in the early 20th century. So in front of me here is one of the newest flat iron buildings that Bergey has built in the town. This is the First National Bank of Oakland, and it was built here in 1908, and I gotta say it looks lovely. Lovely use of diorite on there, really helps make that white pop a bit more, otherwise it can become a little bit overwhelming, especially if you just use quartz instead of these colours here. But the details you've done are great. I like the way you've done these windows. So instead of having them as 3 blocks wide with nothing in the centre, you've got a wall in there that has been debugged in order to make it flat, only having the up section on there. Let me show you guys what I mean. So you can see the north section is put up to tool, and we've got the front section here set to false, but you can now have the up section there and gone, and it also has the south section set to tool as well. So that helps add a vertical slab again, as we've shown you in the last section, but this time makes for nice window lintels. Yes, look at those. That looks great. And I like these other windows at the top here as well. There's a little bit of extra design and detail above them. Now, this isn't the only thing we've got to see today in San Alexandro. No, Bergey has been very busy. So let's wander on down the streets just past this one to go see some more. Oh, I didn't notice there was some nice bit of graffiti on the back. Yeah, let's have a look, see what that says. What is that? Oh, cola gum. Okay, well, that's an interesting sign. A nice little building behind it as well. Oh, that's lovely. I didn't know they were sort of snuck around the back there, Bergey. I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to miss them. This is nice. Lovely small little sort of 3-story shop type building here. Flat roof on it again. Very reminiscent of that early 20th century style. No, sorry. What I was going to show you guys was these buildings over here. So let's get into position down here in the front, in this little almost square area. Ah, look at that. Now we have some logos and some names up there. So we've got the Mutual Bank behind, and we've got Visit Tremont here on front, which is a nice way of using billboard signs. According to my sheet, this building at the Mutual Bank was actually built by Solar, who is the one currently doing Tremont as well. So no wonder there's a billboard in front saying Visit Tremont. This is lovely. Great use of details on here. So in real life, this building was built in 1906. And you can see the sort of style in here. It's almost, I want to say Beaux Arts again, but it does have that idea of neo-baroque built into it as well. I'm liking that, and the use of acacia, and also, oh no wait, it's not even acacia, the use of red sandstone here works well. This roof is nice, and the way the walls work in it as well helps give it that nice smooth gradient to it. That mansard roofs are never always done correctly, but when they are, they look perfect. Great build there, Solar, and I'm liking how this area is coming together, Bergey. You're getting the road layout in there nicely, and you've got some angles and very interesting shapes going on. So we've seen this building before. This is the cool building, but in a minute we're going to head on over down there. So Bergey has given me a little map of places he wants me to show off on this tour today, and this is the second location area. We obviously started over there in the sort of downtown district, but what I've done is I've come here on one of these new trolleys buses to a nice little station here. So this is a little design for a trolley. I like that. It's nice and wooden as well, because those ones at the time would have been made out of wood, almost carriage like. Good use of map art there for a really nice looking clock. Very Art Nouveau on that one. So this is just sitting here on the main road in and out of town, and I like how you've got a sort of a turn in there for the trolley buses to come down into, rather than having them stop by the side, as it just makes for a nice way of separating traffic out. That's a good little handy thing to have there as well. So now what I've come here to show you now is this park. So this is a brand new park. Maybe cast your mind back to possibly 7-8 months ago when I first showed off this park, and when we were running through it in the snow as well to get over there to the Victoria pub. No, this place has been completely redesigned to be based on that of the Golden Gate Park and also the Alamo Square Park. I love the red brick walkways through here. Really adds to that American feel and brings about a beautiful touch. Now what you do is when you walk on down here, you end up looking over an amphitheatre. So you can come in here and watch a play or something going on the stage. You can just sit on down here and take a look at what's going on. This is a really nice touch and a good use of space, and it helps give you a nice gradient between, you know, where the buildings are and where the park is, especially if you have some sort of ground change difference in level. So we've got a nice statue over there, and this is apparently the statue of Minerva, goddess of war in Roman mythology. That's nice. I like that. Is it my head? Yes. No, it's not. We actually have a female version of the head now. We can finally go through and add a copper female head to these statues before they look like me. Oh God, that's yours, Bergie? And it's meant to be based on Theodore Roosevelt, so that's an interesting touch. Is that what these ones look like as well? No, these are Peter Griffin. Of course they are. And another Peter Griffin here. Is this Lois? This might be Lois. Oh dear. Well, we'll let Bergie say that in the comments below. Ah, look at this skyline view there. You know what, for a Minecraft city, let's just take stock at how much atmosphere there is here. Everyone always wants to build a sort of American-styled Minecraft city. I honestly think this is the best one I've seen so far. Yeah, fight me in the comments if you must, but I really do think this one has a lot of heart and soul that so many Minecraft American cities just never get right. So Bergie, Solar, everyone else that has worked on this place, well done. Let's take a little parting shot across the top of the park here, just so you guys can see how beautiful it is all looking. Just look at that. This whole place is really coming together. And enjoy a Moose Cigar, our new sponsor for the channel. No, they're not. Cigars? Who's sponsoring cigars these days? Anyway, guys, that's probably all we've got to see here today in San Alexandro. So let's head on off to our next location. Right then, guys, I am back here in Ozzy's town of Ostend, and I have a lot to show you today. So Ozzy has been busy, and he's given me a map that you guys can see on screen now about the areas to go have a look at. So there's a spot down here that he's labelled as a panorama. So I'm going to head on down the street here and see what exactly he means by that. It probably means we need to get up nice and high and start having a look across the top of the city. But I just wanted to wander down this street in the early morning sun, gaze across all of this here, seeing the details for what they are. Ozzy uses a lot of stuff to make these buildings work. Lots of lines and lots of little details, but overall it really does add to the atmosphere of this place. Right, so we're down here in what looks to be a little park area at the front of town. We've got the Zeppelin up there that we looked at, I believe, last month or the month before. And I'm kind of at the point now where I think the panorama is probably from up here. Ooh, yes, look at this. This is lovely over here. And we got some CDP logos on the side of that building over there. So I have two locations to go to, as you saw on the map. One over there to the right, which we'll do a second, I think, because first I want to go see what all of this is over in this area. So around the corner here and along the tram tracks, we are heading towards the promenade area. Now, I've shown you guys some of these bits in previous episodes. I can't name which ones, most likely this time last year. And Ozzy has now worked at adding a lot more to this area. These buildings in here are some of his newest and possibly some of his best. So we're wandering on up now to this beautiful corner building. I want to stand back for a second and just have a look at it properly. That is a really well done spiked Gothic roof on that one. Proper conical, you know, you're looking at it from the side and going, ooh, well, that's nice. And the same with these Flemish dormers as well. You've got hard little details above there, which really work quite well. The white stuff you're seeing as almost slabs on the side is our version of iron trapdoors, which we are obviously using with the texture pack on here. So there's a little alleyway down this side here. Is this where trams can go? They kind of just disconnect and slide down here for a bit and connect back into the cables there. No, this is cool. So you've got a different type of streets. We've got cobbled streets over here, and this comes on down to the side. Now, I think Ozzy has redesigned or rebuilt the Grand Pier Hotel, or sorry, the Grand Harbour Hotel at the front there. But what's this caught my eye? Are these shop fronts here? Oh, that's really interesting. No, not even shop fronts, I don't think. Possibly. But this is cool. Very, almost, I want to say Mediterranean at this point. Nice little use of the glazed terracotta as pictures in the wall there. And it works well because you've got a double skinned wall. Oh, lovely little details there. Anyway, here we are at the promenade, looking out across at some ships there sailing away. That's lovely. And we saw last time as well these bathing machines going off down there into the beach and the little tracks behind it. I get really, really excited when I see details like that. This place is lovely, Ozzy. So let's have a little change of the light and see if we can get a better shot of this. There we go. Now we can see down here much better. So let's have a little zoom out and see what's going on. Oh, the Grand Hotel is over there. We'll have a look at that properly in a mo. But what we've got along here is a area. I think this is like a conference room or some sort of theatre. We have seen this place previously. Then there's a large hotel on the side, and you can see all of this as you walk along the beachfront. Oh, that's an interesting little way of doing the seawall. So it's made out of bricks rather than the normal idea of using stone, but where it's been weathered by the sea over the time, you get a nice bit of detail in there with some dirt, coarse dirt, and also granite, mixed in obviously with some sandstone where it's all put up in there. But enough of that, let's have a look at some of these buildings as we wander on down the side there. That's an interesting use of pulper. Wow, I would never have thought of doing that. So what he's done there is he's put birch signs in front of that disgustingly purple block, and it gives you quite a funky looking building. Hey, take some notes on that one, guys. As always, Aussie is just crazy when it comes to block choices. What a view. Let's have a little step back, and there's a little sandcastle going on here as well. Now that's a clever idea. So where we're using smooth sandstone as the texture for our sandstone walls here, it helps that these candles on top as well also match that colour. So you get little peaks on these castle bits. Lovely. What's this? Oh, a little shed? Oh, this is just a little shed. Sorry, I'm getting quite excited about this seafront view. So along the beach, Aussie has also added in little buttons to add a bit of texture to the sand there. Definitely helps. Right, enough of that. Here we are now at the Grand Hotel, and this has been redesigned into a much more coherent style using Aussie's newfound techniques and designs. That looks very grand indeed. Sits here on the beachfront and really does hold its own. Oh, this place is great. I just love it, Aussie. I think you've done an incredible job here with adding so much detail and life to the area, and also building some incredible looking buildings, which really do have such a almost Art Nouveau style about them. Now, hang on a second. This is a cool little design for a awning. So instead of having it like, you know, unfailed completely, this is having it up here. Now, these slabs aren't slabs. They're trapdoors. One's birch and one's obviously, as I said earlier on, iron. But you get the colour in there. So in base game, it wouldn't look exactly the same, but it could still work. So we've got a little park here, which has, you know, a change in level as well, which is really nice. Adds extra depth to the whole place. So these buildings are built up on a higher section. That's the garden then for the back of the hotel. So we've made it back round to the front of the street here, which means it's time for us to have a little look at this place and see what this road looks like. And then we're going to head on down there and see the outskirts. All right, so we've got a nice detailed corner building here. Adds to the overall feel of the place as well. Very spiky and pointy. I like that. Again, that's good. We've got a good interesting use of details, blocks and styles in there. So let's wander down the street as I mentioned and see what else we can see. So we just have more of the same in terms of these buildings here. Let's just have a little glide along so you can get some more ideas about how these ones all work. That's got a good lot of detail in that. Tasty stuff indeed. And we're back round to the front of this one again. Right guys, let's hop, skip and jump over to the other side of the town. So we've made our way through the city, through the sprawling streets, and this building here has caught my eye just because it's a lovely colour. Yeah, that's nice. Good use of acacia wood there. Anyway, so what is the topic of the conversation now this way is these are the outskirts of the town, and currently there is a church that sits in the road here, in the fields. Now Aussie has written on my little list that this area will one day be developed into a larger part of the town, connecting it further on down towards Rickerville, which is, I believe, at the end of that road there. Let's have a look at this church, because I haven't actually seen it yet. When you're greeted with it down there, it looks great. Now on my list as well, Aussie said this whole area then gets developed so the church sits in the centre of the neighbourhood, and I've seen that many a time in real life as well. So take note on this. This is a little design for a gutter along the edge and a curb. It works quite nicely, especially with dirt roads like this. Take note on that if you're looking for ideas on how to do your roads. But still, let's wander on up to the front of this place. Lovely Gothic church, good belfries up there, and yeah, lots of little details in it. I didn't really know how to say those, but those fences on the side look cool as well. I wonder when you built this, Aussie. Let me know in the comments below, because I haven't seen you post anything about it yet in the Discord. So we've got a nice statue there of Wobex at the front. It could be Ubex. I can't remember which colour each of them are. But if we go on round to the side, you can see it's a very nice church. good large size, lovely colour, and I like the accents in how you've used the crimson wood there for almost purple bits that just add something very extra to this place. So Ozzy, that has been what you've been doing in Ostend, and I love it, and I can't wait to see how this place keeps growing up. Let's have a little flyover now quickly just to show you guys how big this place really is getting and how much work Ozzy has put into it. Incredible stuff. Every town on this server really is starting to grow and grow and grow. Now we have one final thing to show you, so let's jump on over to that. Well then guys, our final stop on this tour is Castle Dorwith, built by Mel Nelson. Now this is a United Lowlands build, I want to say. I believe it's on the outskirts of Rickerveld, so it kind of fits in with the theme of what's going on here in the Netherlands inspired area. Now this castle is beautiful. It's built mainly out of brick, but you can see there's lots of weathering and details in here. Windows are cool, very nice and deep with the detail and design on those, and it's mainly using granite for the walls because obviously the brick over time has been washed out and the granite becomes a bit more relevant on how it looks. So it's surrounded by an entire moat and a nice little greenery and area around it. Oh, I didn't notice the gatehouse down here. This is probably where we should have started the tour, down here rather than in the car on the inside. That's nice, and the way you have to get up to it is a very steep drive. Anyway, let's go back inside then and see what this place looks like. There we go. As we've already seen it, no, it's a beautiful looking castle. Let's have a look around in the grounds inside then. So we're going to wander on through this part of the gatehouse. Nice little way of doing a portcullis. You've got things that can pop up out the grounds there and into the larger central courtyard. So the main house or the main building is over there. I imagine over here is the stables. Lovely, lovely way of doing it. Lower down in the ground there, nice tree in the centre, large stables, and a little bridge out this side as well. But let's wander on up through here then to look at the house itself. So I imagine it's built in the sort of Renaissance style, possibly 15th century. Let me know in the comments below if that is at all correct. I have made it up on the spot, but that's just based on my ideas of these sort of castles. Flying around the side here, it is giving me the impression of Castle de Her, which we've seen before. That was built by Duncan, so it definitely fits this area. Ooh, it's like a little bridge down here. That's cool. So that's how you get in. Right, so there's another bridge as well. So it's a proper fortified house. Great stuff. Well then guys, so after this month, I hope to be building more and more again, getting some more videos out to you all and showing you inspiration and ideas coming from the server here. But not just that, also I want to be building and actually showing you guys how to build again with the Bricks to Blocks series. So this little tour has inspired me. I hope it's inspired you. And if it has, remember, get inspired, more inspiration, and also get building. And I'll see you next month for another one of these server update tours. Until then, goodbye.